We'll get going. Call the roll. Dr. Holliday.
Here.
Mr. Green. Here. Mr. Fink. Mr. Farley. Here. Mr. Rich.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I'm sorry, Mr. Rich. Mayor Brazell.
Here.
We have a quorum. So we've got Councilmember Groove will do our invitations tonight.
Gracious and loving Creator, we thank you for the gift of this special community we call Folly Beach, for the people who call it home, and for all those who love it enough to occasionally disagree about how it should be run. Tonight, we ask for your wisdom and guidance upon our mayor, our city council, and all of our staff, that they gather to conduct the business of our community. Grant them patience, humility, and perhaps most importantly, the ability to listen before responding. Help our leaders weigh each decision with fairness, justice, compassion, and common sense. Remind us that while we may not always agree, we can still respect one another. Give our leaders the wisdom to consider what will protect the character of Folly Beach, strengthen our neighborhoods, and preserve the unique spirit that makes this place so special. We give thanks to those who serve our community every day, our first responders, public works, city employees, volunteers, and all those who keep Folly moving, even when the weather, the traffic, construction, or the occasional strong opinion make that job a little more challenging. As we conduct the business of our city tonight, may our conversations be thoughtful, our tempers be calm, and our coffee strong. Guide us to speak with respect, listen with open hearts, disagree with grace, and make decisions that serve not just those in this room, but all who call Folly Beach home. And Lord, when the agenda is long and the meetings run a little later than expected, please give us patience and perhaps a gentle reminder that tomorrow is another day. Amen.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, well, I want to start tonight by welcoming Skip back to the fall. Skip had an unscheduled medical vacation, and we're glad to have you back tonight. I heard Billy wants to ride the Porsche pretty soon, so we'll get Skip driving you around town.
Oh, yeah.
That's perfect, but yes. I wanted to share tonight, we've got the work schedule pretty much up to completion now for Center Street. I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of what that looks like. August 10th through 15th, they're going to finish the rain gardens and the plantings that you see the boxes out front. There's several on our Center Street. Those are going to be finished up this week. They're going to pour some more concrete and add some more of the power block pavers. The remainder of the palmetto trees and light poles will continue to be installed as well. Next week, this is important. Center Street's going to start being paved next week. They're going to do it at night, 7 p.m. to around 6 a.m., and that'll go through Thursday night. So look for that to start on Sunday. And after that, the temporary striping will also be applied after the paving each night. So everything's starting to take shape along Center. My wife's not here tonight, but she will be happy to know that Hudson will be paved next week. One thing, if you notice about people living on Hudson, they're going to do one side at a time, but there will be no parking on Hudson, or they're recommending you not park on the side of Hudson because of the way they do the asphalt. And then the week of the 17th, they're going to also put out the inscribed bricks out front. So I know a lot of people have been asking about that. So that should be installed. That's going to look really nice. The contractor was talking about it. They're actually taking a very thoughtful approach to some of the stuff, so they want it to look good, and I think they're very proud of the project, and I think it's going to turn out really nice. And we're looking 90% of the, well, not 90%, most of the project's going to be done by August 21st. So, you know, barring bad weather, we've been blessed this week with some good days for work. But so next, by the end of next week, you should see pavement on the Center Street, all the side streets, and most of the work's done. So I know everybody will be excited to kind of see that one wrapping up, so. I wanted to share that, and that'll be on, social media, and we'll be sending that out as well to the businesses. So just wanted to give you a heads up on that. But thank you again all for your patience. I think this is one of the biggest infrastructure projects that Folly's ever undertaken. I think the total is gonna come in around $14 million. So it's a big investment, not just for the day, but for Folly going forward. So yes, thank you again. So,
Have a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved. Second.
any discussion? All right.
Mr. Rich,
Yes.
Mr. Farley,
Yes.
Fink,
Yes.
Mr. Green,
Yes.
Dr. Holiday,
Yes.
Mayor Gazelle,
Yes.
passes.
All right, we have a motion to approve the minutes from July 14th.
So moved.
Do I need a second?
Second.
Any discussion on that? All right.
Mr. Rich,
Yes.
Mr. Farley,
Yes.
Mr. Fink,
Yes.
Mr. Green,
Yes.
Dr. Holiday,
Yes.
Mayor Gazelle,
Yes.
passes.
All right. Personal appearances, we have requests, oh, sorry. How did I get there? Staff reports, I completely blew that. Eric?
This quick, Mayor Council, I know you've been looking at, or planning to look at paid parking program, and you'll be suggesting changes to accommodate more parking. Recently, Councilman Farley came to us and came up with an idea and said, hey, why can't we open up parking on the east side of West Second Street, which has been signed no parking for quite a few years, since we have a path on the opposite side. Opening up the east side of West Second would allow us to pick up about 15 standard parking spaces and put those parking spaces within a block of Center Street. So we've got the DOT approval, that's not an issue. Just want to give you guys a heads up, and we'll start notifying the residents along there after this meeting to let them know that we're coming.
Is that paid parking? How many
It'll be free parking.
spaces we opening, do you think?
15.
15?
15 standard spots.
Wow, that's good.
The only section we can't do right now is between Hudson and Huron, where the property owner got permission from city council many years ago to use that right away, but
Yeah,
when that property conveys, it will,
Makes sense.
that privilege wouldn't convey with it.
Okay.
I have a question real quick. I see it's on the agenda tonight for us to vote on, and somebody else is requesting free parking passes for litter sweeps. Have we looked at any kind of work session to set, I guess I'm looking at Chris and Aaron with this, because we talked about doing all this at one time.
Yeah.
So are we gonna, I guess what I'm asking is, are we gonna have a work session soon on it? Or are we gonna piecemeal it and vote on this tonight and possibly give her approval without doing the rest of it? You know, what I mean, I thought that's why we wanted to do it all at
Well,
once.
some of the stuff is more time sensitive. This, since it's free, is a no-brainer.
Right.
The other request is time sensitive. We still need to set a date to do that comprehensive look at the parking that we've already budgeted for. And we can all talk about that tonight when we do the request. But I think at this time, we need to look at it as something that has to happen sooner than we could get scheduled for a work session.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Eric. Aaron?
So I just want to give a report for anyone who may not have been at the work session. Last month, council had an ordinance in front of them that would regulate using drones to drag fishing line or drop bait for fishing. After we put that on the agenda, we heard back from the state, and they let us know that they feel like they're the only ones who can regulate fishing, but that they wouldn't have a problem if we were regulating drone safety and drone operations in a fishing neutral manner. And so we went back and we looked around for some examples, and we believe that the best approach, which is up for review tonight, is to adopt an ordinance basically giving our local folks the ability to check to make sure drone operators are certified at the level they need to be. If you operate a drone for commercial purposes, you have to have one certification. If you're a recreational operator, you have to have another. And federal and state law require you not only to get those certifications, but to be able to show proof of those certifications. So we'd be adopting an ordinance that lets us do that. Importantly, that ordinance also has a provision that says the careless or reckless operation of drone would be a an offense that you could be cited for. And partnering with that, we'd like to ask council to not move forward with the fishing-related ordinance, just because it's tied to a regulatory area that the state claims authority of, and we can sidestep that by not targeting fishing exactly. And then also, just as kind of general awareness, we do plan to more strictly enforce the city's prohibition against commercial activity on the beach. Right now, our local laws say the city council has to approve any type of commercial activity on the beach. So far, council has not approved anything beyond surf camps, surf lessons, yoga lessons, fitness classes, and franchises. We know that there are a number of operators, even within those categories, who advertise services on the beach, and maybe some folks in other industries that are advertising paid services on the beach. So we do plan, we've got some signs for our approved vendors that they can keep on the beach, so beach patrol will know who's who. And if they see someone who's running a class or a tour on the beach, they can stop them. And also, we're gonna ask our business license department to do some Googling and then find out who may be offering paid services on the beach and notify them that that is prohibited.
All right, so we've already done the agenda and the minutes. Personal appearances, we got a request for approval for commercial activity on the beach from Ryan Kent. Is Ryan here? All right, so a request for exception to the width of a driveway at 1120 East Ashley.
Hello, Laura Gilday, 1120 East Ashley. I'm here tonight to ask for an exception to our driveway width. Currently, we have two 15-foot driveways, one on East Cooper and one on 12th Street. We are asking to be able to have one 30-foot driveway on East 12th. Safety for us backing out where the road curves is a little precarious, but we also are trying to work with the city and SCDOT to mitigate some of the flooding. And we would be willing to partner and have the infrastructure and equipment and everything run under the proposed driveway.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion?
Give you 29 feet. Tell Sean I said so.
All right.
All right. Mr. Grooms?
Yes.
Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Dr. Holliday?
Yes.
Mr. Rich?
Yes.
Mr. Frizell?
Yes.
Passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we have a request for filming at the Lighthouse Inlet Preserve.
Hi there, I'm Steve Ray. I'm a local location scout and manager. Been working in Charleston for decades. A lot of work on Folly Beach, feature films to photo shoots. Major League 3 at the Sand Dollar, if any of y'all go back that far. The Hunley down at the Lighthouse Inlet. So I'm here today, though, representing a company called Biscuit Filmworks, a Los Angeles-based company that's shooting commercials all over America for Brand USA. And if I could take just a moment to tell you who Brand USA is, it's one paragraph, we read it, that'd be okay. Brand USA is the government contractor responsible for U.S. tourism commercials and advertisements. Brand USA is the nation's destination marketing organization dedicated to driving legitimate international inbound travel to strengthen the U.S. economy, boost imports, create quality jobs, and foster community prosperity by running data-driven campaigns and underlying messaging across industry and government. Brand USA positions the United States as a premier global destination. So this is something that I'm sure PRT and every Chamber of Commerce would probably welcome. I'm sorry I didn't present that when I started my communications. It was about a couple of weeks ago, not 30 days out, but I think on the, well, it was the weekend before Wes Graham went on holiday, or wherever it was happening with him. So I had submitted an application to Wes because I've done 3 jobs with him under the low impact. You call it reduced impact permit. And, but by the time I got it in, his reply was out of office. So I reached out to Aaron Pope, and he was very kind enough to put me on the agenda tonight so I could try to move forward. So I'd like to tell you what I'm trying to achieve here. It's a very worthwhile commercial, and they've chosen South Carolina to be a part of it. I don't think they're going to every state, but this story is a story of multiple commercials that follow a pretend family across America, look at the most beautiful sites, trying to promote the best that we have. They're going to be in Asheville before they come here and go to the Biltmore. So you can see why in that iconic type of setting, the lighthouse is attractive. The things I was asked to find for them when they came to make South Carolina work and in Charleston was the store Charleston with Rainbow Row and the Pineapple Fountain. The beach, which was originally a beach path until they discovered we had the lighthouse beach path. And an Oak Avenue to drive under. So on the day, Saturday the 22nd of August, we have 1 day to film all these scenes. So we would like to open the day at Folly Beach with a dawn shot at the Lighthouse Inlet Preserve. And I originally, just a few days ago, I told Aaron we probably didn't need Folly Beach County Park. We'd like to. We just want to get the good light down at the Inlet Preserve and then move down to the Folly Beach County Park to take advantage of the Pelican Watch Pavilion and the facilities there and complete our beach work in a more civilized setting there. You know? And so what drives me to the meeting is I don't totally comply underneath the reduced impact, because reduced impact is defined as well, it doesn't allow Saturday, it doesn't allow weekend filming. So we thought with the merits of this project that you guys, if you hear it all, you may approve. Another thing is that when we operate in Charleston, we're gonna be a bit large, still a small crew, but a bit larger than we're here. I told them that if we're gonna come here, we had to operate underneath the rules of the reduced impact. Reduced impact is 10 people, 2 vehicles. And so rather than not get the Folly Beach shot, they said, well, let's do it. I mean, we'll take a skeleton crew out there, you know, high ambitions. So the things that I'm going for tonight is Saturday, a permission to work, to tell you that I didn't take Folly Beach County Park off the menu. I'd like to do both places. And then hat in hand, ask you if we could increase our crew size by just a tad to make it viable, to get it done. And to that, I said just a tad because I read in the high impact that it says high impact is more than 3 vehicles. So maybe that could be construed as reduced impact as less than 4. And 15 people. So if we could keep it to 3 vehicles, 15 people, we can pull it off in an effective, efficient manner. You know, there's some schlepping to do up onto the dune. I should also, while I'm on a roll here, tell you that I understand and appreciate, and I've told them about all of the environmental rules. We appreciate the wildlife. And when I've done the other 2 low impact things in the last year, we had the turtle people come and check before us to make sure that was all cool, and strict dune rules.
So do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Do we have a second? Second. Any discussion?
Is there gonna be turtle people there? Is there any way to
I haven't
arrange
read
for
out the
one of them or somebody to be there? Just,
So that's what we did before.
is there something in the budget
Dollar
for that?
down.
The first time I worked with the turtle folks,
Okay.
Patricia Arquette didn't finish a
Okay.
beach scene that they had shot in Georgia. And she came here and flew in the night before, and we needed Folly Beach because she was gonna fly out at 1 o'clock. So we came in and did a dawn shot, her walking out the beach. And the Turtle Beach folks had gone out and identified all their spots. And actually there weren't any near where we were shooting, but the gal came out the next morning at dawn too and worked with me, and we had a good time talking a lot.
I'd like to add permission. I think one of the patrol team had a question.
I was just gonna say, hey, I'm the one you're talking to about the other project.
They work
I
well.
was here. They work really great with us, and we just work it out to make sure that section's clear before they get started.
Okay.
This has to go to special, this has to go to special event committee, right? After us, after our approval, don't they talk about it?
Yeah, for low impact, only the special event committee sees it. Normally, you guys wouldn't see it except for the asks he just made, so we will review it.
But he's kind of a hybrid now, since he's getting a couple more people. What are there monetary regulations with the high impact study? Like, what are we missing since we're going in between the two? What are there things that we need to make sure that or make sure they're
I don't
doing?
believe we would want to.
I'm sorry, I'm
hold us up.
not asking him.
I don't know the cost for a high impact fee. I'll have to look at it, and if you guys want that triggered,
The environmental concerns, what concerns me, I think in the high impact, we make sure that it explicitly says, you can't disrupt this, they have to do certain things because of that, to make sure that they leave it better than they found it. I just wanna make sure we're covering ourselves and we don't walk out there because he had 3 vehicles and 15 people, a dune's been
Do you
trampled
wanna
over
make a
and they didn't
motion
see.
to approve this as a high impact, or contingent on that? I'm fine with that.
That we approve it as a high impact, that's fine with me. Cause I mean, it's a great thing, I just wanna make sure we're covered with this, it's kind of falls between the rules. So I make a motion, we approve it as a high impact filming, just so that way he adheres to those guidelines, but yeah, go for it, do your thing.
I'll second that. I think it's a good thing for the city.
'Cause I'm pretty sure in there it says something about the turtles, and it covers all that stuff in high impact.
Okay.
All right, Kristen, you're in charge of Dave. Make sure he stays.
just procedurally, would it be okay to just amend your original?
I amend my original motion to approve it as a high impact filming. Skip was the second.
I still second it.
All right, any more discussion on that?
What does that trigger?
Triggers
More environmental stuff.
at least a $500 filming fee for that one day, an off-duty Folly Beach police officer, and assorted other things. So I'll get with you tomorrow and tell you what the high impact.
Thank you.
It's not much, it's just to cover all, to make sure that everything's good.
That would be fine with us. I would have, given what we're talking about, I would have gone for a high impact permit had we had at the time, I didn't comply with the first requirement, which was 30 days. Thank you for having me here so I could get this
Sure.
done.
Well, let's, any other discussion on this?
Nope.
All right. It's well,
As amended.
As I retire from the podium, I'd be glad to speak with anybody with special events or whatever. I tried to anticipate anything that might concern you, but they may have things that I haven't thought of.
Just that mean lady right there.
Just call there. Go ahead.
All right, so this is as amended to approve this as a high impact filming request with all requirements.
Thank you so much.
We gotta vote.
Mr. Rich?
Yes.
Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Mr. Wood?
Yes.
Dr. Holliday?
Yes.
Mayor Gazelle?
Yes.
Passes.
All right. Request for parking passes for beach sweeps.
Oh, boy. I didn't say it quietly.
I know y'all know me, but I am going to introduce myself to some of you people. My name is Vanessa Altman. I do reside at 510C East Ashley Avenue for the past 12 years, and I'm writing to request a continued provision of parking passes for our volunteers during our major litter sweeps. Not all of them, the major ones. In 2020, I did create Toby, character to raise awareness about the impact of trash debris in our environment. Since the first spring clean in April of 2021, the city and the parking company have generously provided free parking for my volunteers. 2 years ago, the council approved physical parking passes such as this that I provide, and I emailed to everybody, even Major Ortiz, and which brings these sweeps, the major sweeps do bring in 100 to 150 volunteers at a time. I have constantly provided copies of these passes to the city for your records. Over the past 5 years, Toby Sweeps have engaged over 1,500 volunteers who have collected more than 135,000 pieces of debris off of the commercial districts in our beach areas. This total does not include additional participants such as schools, corporate or river sweeps, or even people like Coastal Conservation League or the Charleston Waterkeeper. We are incredibly fortunate that so many individuals dedicate their personal time to keeping Folly Beach clean. I'm requesting parking passes for the following 4 major sweeps. Toby's Earth Month Island-wide Sweep in April. This event kicks off Earth Month in the Low Country. It is featured in the Low Country Land Trust calendar of events where Toby is recognized as one of the 60 partners. When I say Toby, it includes Folly Beach, to let you know that, because you're in there too. Toby and Friends World Oceans Day Sweep, June the 8th. This international event is registered and sanctions with the United Nations, making Folly Beach part of a global coastal cleanup initiative. We are registered with the United Nations. Toby's Spectacular Costume Litter Sweep, around October the 25th, is a festive costume-themed cleanup to launch the Halloween holiday week. The Labor of Love Sweep, which will happen on Labor Day, hopefully, held in partnership with the American Shore and Beach Preservation Association to close out our summer season. These successful events are made possible through a strong partnership with the South Carolina Aquarium, which provides our cleanup equipment. We, as well as support from local partners, including Respect the Break, the City of Folly Beach, Ways for Women, Warrior Surf Foundation, Rita, Starfire, Golf Rental, Roasted at the Tides, and also I commend the Folly Beach Chair Company because they do help me with cleanup. While not all passes are utilized, and I want you to understand that, we give out these passes, but a lot of times they're not even used because some of the areas we actually do sweep, we don't need them. But at the washout, we do need them. Down here on Center Street, we clean up, which is massive. We do need the passes for these people to come in and be able to clean. I would really hate to make volunteers for 3 hours or 4 hours come out here and have to pay, you know, to help keep our beautiful city clean. And they take pride in it.
Hey, Vanessa, I make a motion to approve September 7th and October 25th sweeps for the parking passes.
Second?
And the reason I'm approving those two is because that's what's written in our packet. And by the time your spring ones come around, we will have had a work session to get these done so that we don't have to go through this in the future. I also want to say that I remember 12 years ago when you first came up here, you didn't want to talk at all. And now, all you do is go through it. I love it. You're just very detailed and very thorough. Congratulations on getting over that stage fright.
So we had a second. Any discussion for the, for the two? All right.
Harley,
Yes.
Mr. Grooms,
Yes.
Dr. Holliday,
Yes.
Mr. Rich,
Yes.
Mr. Pink,
Yes.
Mayor Rizal,
Yes.
passes.
Thank you very much. Appreciate y'all hard work.
So, next up is citizens' comments. As usual, we'll request that your comments be, germane to the agenda tonight, so if we have any citizens' comments. Let Rich go first.
Maybe polite, take my hat off. See the shine. Good evening, Mr. Mayor, City Council, Public Safety. I'm Rich Quinn, part of Warrior Surf Foundation and part of Respect the Break. I live over on James Island at 1134 Clear Spring, but my surrogate address is 301 West Ashley, where we all, Warrior Surf does all of our operations. So I wanted to get up here and just give a quick kudos to the mayor, the council, public safety, for your quick response and quick reaction to the concerns of the community about the lifeguard shortage previously this summer. We had 2 tragic drownings, and there was a shortage of lifeguards solutions being provided by Charleston County. And we came to the mayor and the council with some kind of out-of-the-box solutions. We recommended basically a coalition of the willing, if you will. Surfers are usually the first on the scene in a drowning situation. And so what we proposed through a kind of a give and take was all of the surf schools, all the franchises have a requirement to have people first aid and safety certified. And we weren't unable to meet that requirement because of the same reasons. Charleston County wasn't able to satisfy the needs in time. So by partnering with public safety, over almost 100 people from the Folly Beach community, watermen and ladies, were certified in the American Heart Association CPR, AED, and first aid, basic first aid. So those folks are on the beach every day. You've got eyes and ears in the water, being able to respond quickly to an emergency. We also came up with the signage for the rip currents. We found that was an obvious, easy fix to just make people aware. Respect the Break printed placards and postcards or placemats for the local restaurants to to raise awareness and make it fun for kids to have coloring material. Public safety outfitted the vehicles, the ATVs on the beach with life rings and throw ropes so that there's a means for quick rescue from the beach without the lifeguards present. Including the signage, and then through conversations with Charleston, Charleston County moved some lifeguards down from the park, the county park to the pier in response to our kind of bringing statistics and awareness to the problem. So I applaud you immensely for being able to do this public-private partnership with us in very short order and thinking out of the box. It was definitely a win-win-win for, I think, the community. And I don't know what the statistics are on rescues since, but I think the numbers are certainly reflected, and we've had no major incidents since. So that's a helpful, and kudos to everybody. We have 2 more classes that are this week, thanks to Chief Mraz. 8:13 is full, and 8:16 is a Sunday. So we did an evening and a Sunday for those folks that have 9-to-5 jobs that couldn't get in the first round. And I think they're all but 5 seats are filled in the 16th. So we've got people interested and still coming out, and from the programs and from the public. And I'll take 2 more minutes now for sour apples.
You got it, yeah.
That was my time.
Yeah, but thank you again for your help and your work in respect to Drake, public safety. That was excellent.
Thanks, Mitch.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. Kelly Thorwaldson, South Carolina Aquarium. Thank you for the opportunity to give my support for the amendment to include plastic straws in your single-use plastic ordinance. Since 2020, close to 6,000 straws have been cleaned and documented in the Litter Journal, a citizen science project of the South Carolina Aquarium Citizen Science app. We all know that there are more being cleaned and not documented, and even more, countless, that are making their way into our waterways. We've had many discussions in these chambers about how to reduce straw litter on Folly Beach. It's obviously a problem. And while I've heavily advocated for a full straw ban, I understand your hesitation. If properly enforced by the city and taken seriously by restaurants and bars, a straws upon request policy should at least reduce straw litter. To strengthen this effort, I highly encourage the city to consider asking restaurants to swap small plastic stir sticks with wooden alternatives. We use them for coffee. We can use them for cocktails. Same thing. I would also encourage you to encourage restaurants to not serve plastic straws altogether. Have a straw station. I've worked in and been very close to the food and beverage industry since I was 16, and I do understand our servers and bartenders are extremely busy, and it is hard. It is not efficient to go back and forth when someone asks for a straw after you've already served them a drink. We have to figure out efficiencies for these businesses. I'm not insensitive to that situation. But I also want us to be very clear that compostable straws cannot be accepted as an alternative. These bioplastics are extremely problematic with hidden chemicals. They do not break down in any reasonable amount of time, and they mimic a plastic product. Offering them simply keeps people hooked on a single-use straw that they don't need in most cases. Limiting the mass distribution of single-use straws is a common sense step that creates a positive impact on the coastal environment that the Folly Beach community thrives upon. The South Carolina Aquarium is prepared to work within your community to clean, track, and report on the debris that are being found to prove efficacy if you do pass this amendment. Thank you for your leadership, and thank you for your thoughtful consideration.
Thank you. Go ahead, Jody.
Good evening. For the record, I'm J.D. McAllister, 1715 East Ashley. I wore this shirt on purpose tonight. It's Old Folly. I've been coming here since 1966. We bought our house where we now live in 1984. I'm asking you tonight to add 3 paragraphs to your free parking resolution. That is the problem. The problem I see is that we should not be charging on East Arctic for 1 block and West Arctic for 1 block. We should make it 2-hour free parking. That would benefit the businesses. It would benefit us old people who like to, once in a while, walk on the pier without having to pay parking. So I sent to y'all earlier today an email, and I don't have a computer or a printer. I would have copies to pass out to everybody. But let me read the 3 paragraphs I would like you to add to your free parking resolution. Whereas the only side streets from Center Street that require paid parking are East Arctic and West Arctic. And whereas making the first block of East Arctic and West Arctic free parking but limited for 2 hours like Center Street would be beneficial to Folly Beach businesses and would make the enjoyment of our island much easier and better for all residents. And then a therefore paragraph, therefore be it further resolved by the City Council of Folly Beach, South Carolina, that immediately the first block of East Arctic Avenue and the first block of West Arctic Avenue be free parking with a 2-hour limit. I think this makes sense. I don't think anybody would oppose this. There are lots of reasons for doing it. A lot of people who are parking on those first 2 blocks, first block each way, are parking there all day and paying whatever we charge for the all-day rate. If you're parking for 2 hours, you've got several different groups of people coming into the business district to spend money, instead of one group that's probably just gonna stay on the beach all day. So this makes sense from a business point of view. And about a month ago, 2 months ago, I was driving around, and this has nothing to do with the Center Street construction. This has been a concern of mine for a year or 2. But I felt like when I got downtown that I was an outsider, that I didn't feel part of the community. So please add this.
Well, we plan to take a comprehensive look at the parking situation, so we'll definitely take that into consideration. We're gonna take a look at the parking as a comprehensive look, as a bigger conversation, so when we do, we'll take what you have.
Well, this is something that could be done tonight. It
Yeah,
doesn't seem to require much discussion.
Yeah, well, thank you.
All right, good evening to respected council members. My name is Sam Shorts. For the record, I live at 1073 Aruba Circle on James Island. But you guys probably see me about every other morning here running or surfing on Folly Beach at 3 West or 10 East. I'm the communications manager for the Coastal Conservation League, and on behalf of the organization, as well as myself, I'd like you guys to consider the amended plastics ordinance on Folly Beach. As previously mentioned, straws are a big issue in terms of plastic pollution. We're in the middle of our turtle nesting season as well as our shorebird migration season, and it's something that I've seen along our coast for the better part of a decade. One of the things that we could consider is doing a request system as proposed, because understandably customers need a choice. It's good to offer those things. What we'd like to consider are alternatives similar to the ordinances at the City of Charleston and Isle of Palms that would ban it altogether, as well as the plastic stirrers that you see in cocktail drinks and things of that nature. Not only would banning these or making them by request save our environment, it would also hopefully save business owners some money in this case without having to use unnecessary single-use plastics. So we're encouraging you guys to take this amended ordinance to include getting rid of plastic straws either making it by a request system, or we would encourage banning them altogether to align ourselves at Folly Beach with some of our similar municipalities within Charleston County. So I appreciate your time and your consideration, not just for thinking about business owners, but considering our environment, our natural world, and keeping our natural resources clean for everybody to enjoy. So I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Hello, Mayor, Mr. Coe, council members. My name is Wendy Ezel. I live at 313 West Hudson Avenue, and I'm the co-owner of Folly Beach Tour Company. I'll just be very brief. We have a plan. The Turtle team has stood up very loudly and said that they would not like the big heavy loungers on the beach. And they have a lot of support for that, and they have our support for it too. When we got the franchise, we didn't know that they were an issue, truly, or we wouldn't have invested many, many thousands of dollars in them. But we do have a plan that we feel that could make it doable for us to take them off the beach. We would like to discuss it with you. We would like to discuss it with you face to face. We've asked a few times to talk to the mayor and Aaron. We know you're busy. But it could start with the added third vehicle for setup. That doesn't fix the whole problem, but we just very much, we can make this work. We can make the change happen. I'm only talking for our business, but we just need FaceTime with you to talk about it, and that's all.
Anyone else?
Just real quick, John Firstner at 321 West Ashley. I want to just kind of, again, lend my support to the plastic straw issue. Many of you may see me, I pick up litter just about every day. It's a variety of items. I've been fortunate to find some wallets and turn them into public safety. But plastic straws is one of the things that I pick up every day. Secondly, I'd also like to speak in support of Ordinance 2626, the drone regulations. About 2 weeks ago, I happened to live right at 4th Street. I saw a gentleman dragging all this equipment out, and next thing I know, I see this gigantic drone at 7:30 on a Sunday night. I'll be honest with you, it was fairly terrifying, sending out these large hooks and everything else. I mean, I'd never seen anything like this in my life. So I would again, and I think there's some real concern there, and I would appreciate you taking that very seriously and supporting that. Third and lastly, we would support Resolution 4026. I think it's admirable that the city is considering about $60,000 to offset the frustration, the loss of revenue, and everything in promoting that festival.
Thank you. Do we have anyone else who wants to comment?
Hi, I'm Dr. Earhawk. I'm here with Respect the Break. I live at 1985 Parkfront Drive in Mount Pleasant. And so I wanted to talk about selling at the Wahini. I know you guys are big supporters. That's like a big sign downstairs. And it's one of the biggest things that happens here at Folly Beach. I was a sponsor myself. I also speak for Warrior Surf here, who lost 94% of the revenue they were planning on making that weekend due to not being able to sell on the beach, which is really important for a nonprofit. My business is for profit, and I made $0 this year. I think it's really important that you guys hear this, because I don't know if any of you guys have spent time at surf competitions, but they're pretty boring in between heats, so it's really nice to be able to go from business to business and be able to support those businesses. It gives the family something to engage in. It's really important for the kids, and most importantly, it's really important for localism. I did the numbers, and there were 44 out-of-state participants who are bringing a lot of tourism, up to $50,000 in lodging alone, not including what they're spending at businesses. And so we don't want people to not come to the Wahini because they don't have the same type of access to things that are being sold on the beach. It's important. We don't want sponsors to back out because they can't sell. So it's quite a ripple effect, and we really wish that you would consider what an impact it's making on the whole scope of the community.
Thanks. Anyone else? Okay. No no commission, board, or committee reports. We'll go to old business. This is the ordinance from last time that was, we basically postponed because we wanted DNR's input. We have that input now, so ordinance amending the Folly Beach Code of Ordinance, section 15104, congested areas, endangering crowds, swimming zone, by prohibiting the use of drones and other mechanical devices to deliver bait and fishing lines or conduct other form of assisted fishing. It's the first reading.
Yeah, it could die for lack of motion, it could be
Yeah.
tabled.
Do we have a motion to approve? There's,
So moved.
Is there a second? All right, no second, fails.
all right. Ordinance 024-26, authorizing the lease and city property at Third Street West Public Access and Parking Lot Sun and Ski, second reading. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Heard enough from me.
All right.
Mr. Grooms?
Yes.
Mr. Rich?
Yes.
Mr. Farley?
No.
Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Dr. Holliday?
Yes.
Mayor Brazil?
Yes.
Passes. Second.
All right, ordinance 025-26, amending the Folly Beach Code of Ordinances, chapter 117, short-term rentals to establish failure to inspect the septic tank as a violation of the rental ordinance. Second reading. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I have a second. Any discussion?
Remind me the discussion around short-term rentals versus all property on the island. What was the differentiation between why we were targeting short-term rentals versus just everybody?
It was, we had those engineers come in, they talked about.
Right.
Yeah, they talked about just capacity, higher usage, that
I
type of
recall
thing.
that, but I mean, a family of six could blow through their septic system just as fast as a house is rented very occasionally, so I'm just curious as to why we're targeting short-term rentals.
I don't think we're targeting as much as we're making sure that the tanks are
Maybe I
inspected.
wrong language,
Yeah.
targeting, maybe focusing in this case, do we want, I mean, short-term rentals is,
It's also a business license, so there's a little difference there.
It was more the people that own the house are not the ones using it.
correct.
So if you own the house, you're going to take care of your own stuff, or if you don't, that's why it was, I think, 3 years required for them and recommended for everybody else. Even if homeowners recommended you do it, but we didn't, I think that's how we left it. And that was the explained difference between the two.
Okay.
Any other discussion? All right,
Mr. Rich?
Yes.
Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Mr. Grooms?
Yes.
Dr. Holliday?
Yes.
Mayor Brazil?
yes.
Passes. Second.
All right, resolution 2726, awarding the sole source contract to Surfline Coastal Intelligence in the amount of $76,500 to be paid from the Beach Preservation Fund for the automated monitoring and documentation of erosion and shoreline change and beach visitation estimation for the initial period of 12 months. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? I can't, I don't like it. That's, I mean, I think we've already talked this from the death. I think it's a lot of money to spend. We don't, there's no track record, there's no prior history. It wasn't, it's big, it's just a lot. Especially now, you're already seeing people, I raised beef about the flock cameras years ago when we first put them in. And it took a couple of years, but now you're seeing all over the country, people are questioning, the usage of them because there isn't proper procedures written for them and standard protocol. This is another one where another group has monitoring capabilities. I'm sorry.
I think a lot of that was addressed last time, but do we have any other discussion? All right,
Mr. Grooms?
Yes.
Dr. Holliday?
Yes.
Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Mr. Rich?
No.
Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Mayor Brazil?
yes.
Passes.
I want to be the only one.
No, that's cool. New business. We have a proclamation recognizing Overdose Awareness Month 2026. And Councilman Rich has been very instrumental in helping get this off the ground, so I'd like for you to read the proclamation, please.
I don't want to read the whole thing. Okay, all right. We started doing this a couple years ago because opioid abuse and overdose has gotten real big in our area. And it typically starts off as a clean thing with painkillers, and then it just kind of escalates. And we've been teaming up with Wake Up Carolina, this group out of Mount Pleasant, to do Narcan training here on the island. Last year we did a couple. We had some businesses and residents that came to the training. I think we did 2 of them. Chris, I think you were here for one of them. We got Narcan from them. We also had testing strips available all over the island. They even put a dispenser down there by the police station, and I was skeptical. I was like, that's never going to get used. It was empty all the time. People use them, so you put test strips out there. You just spread as much awareness as you can, but you also have the Narcan ready in case something does happen. You have people that are trained to use it, and you have it available at different locations around the island. It is very beneficial. I know for a fact that one of my bartenders who trained with us a year ago was working at Bounty a couple months ago and used it to save somebody's life. The police officers have it in their cars. It's just become something that we should really pay attention to and get more people involved. So we have more training set up for this year. One of them is next week, August 19th, and September 2nd are 2 dates. I've got a flyer here if anybody wants to scan the QR code. The more the merrier. Just to give you a little background on all that and where we've been and why we're doing it. I'll read the proclamation. August is Opioid Overdose Awareness Month. So that's why we do it in August. I think August 28th is Awareness Day. Whereas the city of Folly Beach does affirm and acknowledge the harm and hardship caused by a drug overdose. And whereas the city recognizes International Overdose Awareness Month in remembrance of lives tragically lost to overdose and the pain of the families and friends who were left behind. As it is also an opportunity to recommit ourselves to working together to build a safe, healthy, and resilient community through our partnerships and resources, reducing overdose risk, lowering barriers to treatment and support, promoting recovery as possible, and community supported to save more lives in the greater community. And together with countless more affected forever. Who wrote this? Whereas the city commits to reducing the toll of overdose in our community, whereas the city affirms that the people affected by overdose and our sons and daughters, wives and husbands, mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, are friends, deserving of our love, compassion, and support. Now therefore, be it hereby resolved, the City Council of Folly Beach does hereby proclaim August 1st to August 31st as Overdose Awareness Month in the city of Folly Beach. Thank you everybody for helping out. It's been very important. I've lost a couple best friends, and it's just not fun any side you're on. So the more we can all help each other, the better and stronger we all are.
Thank you for bringing us that.
Thank you.
All right, ordinance 002-26, amending the Folly Beach Code of Ordinances, Chapter 112, single-use plastic bags, polystyrene coolers, containers, and cups, by requiring the plastic straws and stirrers be offered only on demand and to prohibit the release of balloons in the city. This is the first reading. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
I strongly recommend that we take a very proactive approach with the businesses to request that they do eliminate plastic stirrers and go with wooden straws. But maybe there can be some kind of happy medium or middle ground if we pass this ordinance currently as written that does allow plastic to still hit the streets and hit the beats. My recommendation, and by the way, I just spent 3 weeks going through maybe 14 different towns, and every single place offered me a different kind of straw that I threw in the trash can, but all of them are biodegradable. Now, we can argue whether or not it's, there are more experts in this room as to whether it works or not, but at least as an alternative, we could consider asking the businesses to consider using something other than plastic when they do, in fact, say that there is a alternative, upon request, so to speak.
We did talk to the businesses about it. Chris came to our FAB meetings and we all talked about it in open forum.
Okay.
This was the compromise because this greatly reduces the amount of straws that are out there, yes. And that is great. There aren't as many viable options for the smaller ones. And the bigger ones, we had a lot of complaints, but if you're not giving nearly as many out, it definitely improves. The other thing is, our straws out here aren't the ones going to the beach. I don't sell any to-go drinks. So they're going, as long as I'm properly disposing of them, they're fine. We can't control what people bring from other municipalities.
Yeah.
We'd rather see something like that come countywide. and that way everybody has to do it. That would make a bigger impact than just spot going about it, because you're never gonna get everybody.
Yeah, I understand. I'm just sensitive to the comments that were made and the
Okay, well,
emails.
we are too. I just wanna let you know,
emails
we
that
did
were
go through the
sent.
businesses.
Yeah, I agree, there's a long way to go. I think this is a good first step, so that's kind of where we're going. Any other discussion?
Just under 112, 101 balloons has 2 O's. Goose.
Wow. Are you sure about that?
I don't know, South Carolina education. I had to look it up.
Any other discussion?
got 2 O's.
Carolina, you know you had to look it up.
All right,
Is it only one?
Dr. Holliday,
Yes.
Mr. Grooms,
Yes.
Mr. Fink,
Yes.
Mr. Farley,
Yes.
Mr. Rich.
Yes.
Mayor Giselle,
yes.
passes first.
All right. Ordinance 026-26, amending the Folly Beach Code of Ordinances, Chapter 134, offenses against public welfare, by creating sections 134.60-134.64, regulating the operation of drones within the city of Folly Beach. It's the first reading. Do we have a motion to approve?
All right, so moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, any discussion?
Yeah, we went over this in the work session a little bit, mostly about the changes. Are we ready to go through this? We're taking the federal law and just copying it, that's what this is?
We're adopting federal and state laws in it.
So this is just straight copied from them, and then when this new state law comes out at the beginning of 27, we'll adopt that one, and then we can go forward with anything else,
Yeah.
like we discussed earlier, okay?
Just one point of clarification, the only item that's not directly from the state law, it's pulled from the federal law, is on page 74, item C, at the top, about the careless or reckless. That was pulled directly from the federal statute. The rest of it is the state.
But that's the one that gives us the ability to go out and basically regulate activities based on.
This is proper drone use,
Yeah.
it's all over.
Yeah. Okay.
We're gonna make an amendment to E that just broadens it past military detention facility, correctional, to include other government agencies.
Do I have a second on the amendment?
Second.
All right. Any discussion on the amendment?
It's common sense. It's our advantage to do that.
Just to be sure. Thank you, Bill.
So are we reflecting that certification in this particular?
Yeah, it's implied.
So on the amendment, Mr. Rich,
Yes.
Mr. Farley,
Yes.
Mr. Flynn,
Yes.
Mr. Grooms.
Yes.
Dr. Holliday.
Yes.
Mayor Giselle,
Yes.
amendment passes.
Any discussion on the ordinance as amended? Okay.
Mr. Rich,
Yes.
Mr. Farley,
Yes.
Mr. Fink,
Yes.
Mr. Grooms,
Yes.
Dr. Holliday,
Yes.
Mayor Giselle,
Yes.
as amended passes first.
All right. Resolution 3626, awarding $3,000 to the Folly Beach Historical Society to support ongoing exhibits, preservation efforts, and basic operating supplies as recommended by the Community Promotions Committee. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Mr. Fink,
Yes.
Mr. Rich,
Yes.
Dr. Holliday,
Yes.
Mr. Farley,
Yes.
Mr. Grooms,
Yes.
Mayor Giselle,
Yes.
passes.
Resolution 3726, awarding $250 to the Half Rubber Tournament to assist with the cost of required EMT personnel as recommended by the Community Promotions Committee. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Mr. Grooms.
Yes.
Mr. Fink,
Yes.
Dr. Holliday.
Yes.
Mr. Rich,
Yes.
Mr. Farley,
Yes.
Mayor Giselle,
Yes.
passes.
Resolution 3826, approving policy guidance governing the implementation of language contained in the current ordinance and franchise agreements for beach chairs and umbrella rentals. Do we have a motion to approve?
What exactly are we approving?
We would be approving the language where Dave gives the times. you know, the,
Like we were talking, so he's gonna
yeah,
say.
all that.
Section 1 can be 8 AM, section 2 can be 9, unless there's a problem, he'll tell us if it needs to be later.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're not approving a third ATV.
Well, that would have to be an amendment to this, so.
Okay, and the other thing is just the barrier right down Third and Third West and Third East look the exact same. The other, sorry, motion to approve. Let's get on the table first. Well, I know the question, let's get on the table first. Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, now there's a second.
Yeah.
Don't we already have a buffer from each access point? Don't they have to be like 50 feet away from each access?
From beach accesses,
Yeah.
but not the end of the street. Well, from beach accesses. Third Street West in particular, the beach access is not in Third Street. The beach walkover is away.
Okay,
they
so we have the buffer zone, but the rest of them, there is still they have to be so many feet away from the accesses. Okay, I just wanna make sure I wasn't missing that.
Yeah. So it's basically all that language we went over earlier, incorporated with Dave's new guidance on the.
Okay. So the snitching photo that we saw showing 2 tents lined up next to each other were that close to an access, they were both in violation.
If they were within, I don't know that picture, but if they were close to the access, they were both in violation.
I hate snitches.
Any other discussion on this?
Gonna make the amendment for the third vehicle if it increases the footprint for, the turtles.
Would you like to
I'll
pose
make
that?
that motion.
I'll second that one.
So my question to that is, how are we gonna make sure, because I'm fine with that if that's what it's being used for. But I don't want, I'm not, we went through all this time to say only 2, that's where we settled on. And if they're gonna make a smaller footprint, that's fine, but how are we gonna set the parameters? How's that gonna work? Is that, y'all gonna do that in office and just kinda add, hey, are you okay with this, or
I think
how's
that's
that?
probably gonna have to be coordinated between the turtle team and the Cherokee Club. I mean, that's probably the
Okay.
only way to do that.
Well, I just wanna know,
Yeah, I
for our
understand.
instance, cause I don't wanna say yes if it's only gonna
Yeah.
move 2 chairs.
It is very open-ended, I understand. Are you comfortable with that?
Can we do it provisionally?
Yeah.
So I should remove the amendment then, and you just do it provisionally for this year to see how it goes? I'd be willing to.
I would prefer clear guidance from council, at least allowing the mechanism.
I'll tell you what, Bill, if you do a friendly amendment just for the rest of this season, I think that way they can test it, they can test different, test different things to see what works, instead of saying, you're stuck here.
I'll change the amendment and accept that.
Yeah, that's good.
You change your second? and we're
Yeah, I'll
good?
change the second, and then we'll go as amended with the,
They can just work together between y'all and the turtle team and the people, and y'all get it straight.
And-
Yeah, Aaron's got so much free time, he'll be fine.
Yeah, Well, just to understand, just to make sure I understand. You guys don't want to see the final agreement. Like if we go to vendor number 1 and vendor number 1 says, I'll take the third ATV and I'll be removing those things permanently to keep the third ATV. You guys don't need to see that detail, right?
For the rest of this, for the next couple of weeks,
Okay.
or next couple of months, just that way you can test different, okay, we can get this many chairs, I mean, everybody seems to be willing to work together. So let's see what they come up
For the duration of
with.
this turtle season.
Yeah,
So you're just getting
let's
latitude
see what they
to
come
make
up
it.
with. I'm kinda curious myself, let's see what y'all come up with. Everybody can say that too. We'll trust y'all to do the right thing.
And,
If not, they're gonna get on you.
And
It's
if
not-
I understand correctly that you agreed to amend your original motion for approval to include that?
Oh, after did my original, that was the amendment that they did.
All right, okay.
Yes, we're all good.
So we'll vote on the amendment and then go back to the master plan. Dr. Holliday?
Yes.
Mr. Grooms?
Yes.
Mr. King?
Yes.
Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Mr. Rich?
Yes.
Mayor Rizzo?
Yeah.
And amendment passes.
And now back to the amended resolution. Any more discussion on it? All right.
Mr. Rich?
Yes.
Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Mr. Grooms?
Yes.
Dr. Holliday?
Yes.
Mayor Rizzo?
Yes.
Passes as amended.
Very good. All right. Resolution 3926, allowing free parking in areas previously marked as no parking along portions of Second Street West. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Thank you, Mr. Farley, for bringing that up.
Thank you, Mr. Gross, for
And supporting the free nature, Mr. Farrell. Thank you very much.
Just 'cause he's cheap.
Oprah show.
That's just,
Start singing Kumbaya now.
Yeah. That's the other way around.
Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Mr. Rich?
Yes.
Mr. Grooms?
Yes.
Mr. Finch? Holiday?
Yes.
Mayor Brazil?
Yes.
Passes.
All right, resolution 4126, authorizing the administration to advertise the RFP 003-26. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second? Any discussion?
Dr. Holiday?
Yes.
Mr. Rich?
Yes.
Mr. Grooms?
Yes.
Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Mayor Brazil?
Yes.
Passes.
And resolution 40-26, approving $60,000 in support of local businesses to be used by the Folly Association of Business to offset certain costs for the Mermaids and Mateys Festival. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All right,
Mr. Rich has recused himself from the vote. Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Mr. Grooms?
Yes.
Dr. Holiday?
Yes.
Mayor Brazil?
yes.
Passes.
All right, council comments tonight, Mr. Green?
All right. Springboarding off Mr. Farley finding 15 parking spaces. When we did our construction, I don't know if anybody knows this, but Eric, you may help, Eric's gone, but I think there's adding another 30 or more parking spaces along the side streets with this new construction. They built them over the ditches. So we've added additional parking there and now Second Street. So I think just finding solutions to some of the parking issues around the city helps both the employees of the businesses that we have and for our visitors and our surfers. So, thank you. Oh, and happy Labor Day coming up. Can you believe it? To be here.
Mr. Fink?
Glad to be back. I can see most of you only once instead of twice, which was part of my stroke issues. Thank you for your support, staff, and keeping me informed during my unintended absence. Labor Day's coming up, school's back in. Please be very cognizant of the increased school bus activity and kids getting on and off buses and all that good stuff. And, kudos to the city staff for all the hard work on the RFP. We've all been put to stir. Everybody's been working pretty diligently to make sure we're covering all the bases that are served. Thank you to Public Safety for your continued great work. Have a great rest of the summer, as little as there is.
Good to have you get back. A lot of good things going on in the city. It's sometimes easier to focus on the bad things and the things we disagree about, but if you look around, Folly is just a blessed place, and there's a lot of really good things going on. We should be proud of what we've done as a community and the direction we continue to move.
Congratulations on being 10 days away from being done on the stormwater drainage project. This was a Herculean effort, and we pray that it works. But we certainly would appreciate all of you passing the word on around patience, because there's been a lot of bad dialogue on social media about this, and a lot of, unfortunately, an element of, let's just say, perseverance amongst the business as well to push through this. But 10 days and we are done, and we should be celebrating, and we're going to celebrate, and we're going to support mermaids and mateys, but we also need to come together as a community and remember that we have now breached what we believe to be the most sophisticated way to pump water out of this town. So congratulations on that. Thank you. Mr. Rick?
Thank everybody for coming. Thank everybody for working together and being nice, because we're all friends, even if you don't like each other. Please sign up for the Narcan training. It is very important. It's only an hour, but it's great to have that knowledge just walking around. You never know what you're going to run into. Also, let's see, what do we have coming up? Half rubber tournament in September. It's an old school Folly tradition from long before most of y'all remember, but it used to be one of the most played sports on the beach. I love Mr. Smith for trying to bring that back a little bit. So please look out for that and get a team together if you can. Look up the rules. Try and throw a ball if you can. Better yet, try and hit one. Other than that, just enjoy the rest of the summer and have a good night.
Do you want a motion to adjourn?